Mason Mount scores the winning goal and saves Frank Lampard's blushes. Another poor performance. Another poor performance from Chelsea, but it is 3 points on the table. I want to hear from you Chelsea fans right now. Smash the like button, hit the share button as well. Let's go through the fallout of this game. A much needed win, but a lot more improvement needed if you're even going to make the top four. Let's do this. Chelsea won, Fulham 0. An interesting game that saw Robertson, rightfully in my opinion, sent off for a horrendous horror tackle on Aspie late on in the first half. A first half that was fairly even Stevens across both teams. I thought we were in for an epic London derby. The red card comes and then Chelsea dominate. But, and there is a big but here, and I know Chelsea, barring Mason Mount, who had a fantastic performance. 7 chances created in the game, hitting the crossbar, and of course, picking up the winner. Wonderful placement, right place, right time to give the much-needed 3 points to Chelsea Football Club, its fans, and of course, their under-pressure manager, the bangers and mash Boas himself, Frank Lampard. Mason Mount steps up, but everybody else today was average at best. Giroud, Tammy. I mean, we'll speak about Finding Nemo a little bit later on in the show. The guy needs a rest. There's one other player that I think deserves massive credit in this game. Callum Hudson-Odoi. When he comes on and you have a natural winger on that right-hand side, someone who can go on the outside as well as the inside. Ziyech is excellent, but you know he's cutting onto that left and looking to whip a ball in. It was easy. It was very, very easy for Fulham to set up their position, because Pulisic and Ziyech are doing the same thing as one another on each side. There's no variation. And as my dad once told me about the dating game in this country, variety is the spice of life. And Chelsea had none of that today. It weren't even salt and pepper on that chicken. It was pure white council estate trash cooking. That's all I'm going to say. Jorginho had to come off as well. Crab. This boy... Honestly, I'm going to start calling him Sebastian. Although Sebastian is actually a lobster, I do think lobsters go sideways as well. It don't really matter. Lobster, crab, it's all what posh people eat. And he was going sideways, never forward. No impact in the team whatsoever. The substitutions in the end worked in the sense that it gave a better shape for Chelsea. But there's still a lot left to be desired under Frank Lampard's team, because it isn't clicking and it isn't working right now. And if Fulham had 11 men on the pitch, I think most Chelsea fans would agree the result of this game could have been very, very different. But I want your views. I want your opinions. The panel's coming on soon. Smash the like button first of all. But do us a big, big favor. Go into the link in the description below. Visit manscape.com. We have got a special promo for you where you can get a 20% discount on any of their products. And trust me, their products have arrived. I'm going to get them out and show you tomorrow. Not what I've done with them, but the product themselves. They keep your balls very fresh. Ball deodorant, bruv. I thought, what's this? Really works. It's very comfortable. Ball deodorant, bruv. There's also ball toner. I don't even know what toner does, but it's amazing. And the clippers, let me say this. I've used clippers on myself before, that like facial hair clippers or hair clippers. You often snip yourself. Oh, like this. These are amazing. So get onto manscape.com. Get your 20% discount using promo code TFT right about now, ladies and gentlemen. There's a comment here from Devil's Advocate that says Werner sitting as wide. Sorry, Werner sitter. So wide it nearly went out for a throw. Yeah, that shot from Werner in the end, I honest to God think it was about 7-8 foot wide of goal. Absolutely awful. It truly, truly was. It truly was. It was absolutely terrible from him. And we're going to speak to the Chelsea fans about that in a few moments. As I say, hit the like buttons, share buttons. Make sure you use our promo code TFT on Manscape. All the information for that is in the link in the description below. Go check out their website. Some great products on there for men that want to groom. They sent me a list of things to read out about it. I might do that tomorrow. But just go and have a little look today yourself. Go check it out. It's amazing stuff. And if you've got a girlfriend, you've got a boyfriend, and you want to impress them, trust me, absolutely back. All I'm going to say is this: like a dolphin's nose. Like a dolphin's nose. That's all I'm going to say. Listen to me now. Hit the like and share button. Let's get the panel. I can't wait to see what David's got to say with Mason Mount picking up this winner. Let's get the panel on. Let's do this now, people. Got three to start with. We've got Igal here. We've got David here. We've got KJ. We've got Alfie, Cam, and Ches waiting in the background that will be coming in. I'm going to go to David first as the Chelsea fan. You pick up the 3 points. Mason Mount, best player on the pitch, gets you the winner. Give me your thoughts and feelings right now, mate.
I'm not happy in it because the game is actually painful to watch. But again, I was giving Mason a bit of flack because I was saying he's doing what he normally does, but he wasn't really contributing to anything. And as I've been asking for, I want him to contribute more from open play, and he did that today. So I'm not going to go in on him because he did exactly what I was hoping for him to do. So yeah, I don't really have an agenda. It's just, I just want my players to contribute a bit more when they're starting every single game. But yeah, it's painful to watch. I dread every time I watch my team. And again, people have been giving excuses for Frank, like, oh, it's the Germans' fault and his players aren't fit and we don't have enough training time. We had 2 weeks. We had 2 weeks of training. We had everyone fit. The Germans didn't play today, and it was still embarrassing. So for me, I was saying I don't care whether we win this game. I want him gone because he's just not good enough. It's just
still Frank Lampard out is your message today.
Yeah.
We've got KJ here. I mean, KJ sitting there, little smirk on the face. Is it that bad at Chelsea right now? Is the answer sacking Frank Lampard to you?
Oh, listen, I've got a new name for bangers and bash Boas, innit? It's now Lowest Lampard because my man's just Lowest Lane in disguise. Every time he's in trouble, yeah, man gets Mason Mount powers. Mason Mount gets powers, yeah, and just brings him out of it like Superman, innit? So I'm just gonna call him Lowest Lampard from now on because all he does, yeah, is get into trouble, being fast and that. Why was he doing that lineup for? He had no business doing that lineup. Getting himself in trouble, yeah. And needing Superman to come save his ass again. Lowest Lampard, bro. That's what he is. He's Lowest Lane in disguise. Other than that, though, you guys won the game. Like I said, where's Jem? Jem saying, "Oh, KJ, don't predict that we will win because your judge will come and make us lose." Shut up, bro. I told you you'd win and you won the game. Bro. Stop complaining, bro, about my judge. I ain't got no judge. But yeah, they got the win. I can see this being a catalyst because it's happened with many teams before. You play poorly, you get the win, and you start going on a run. So Chelsea fans, yes, Lampard ain't great and he ain't the best, but these are the games that you need to start going on runs and stuff. So you guys will be fine. Don't worry about it. It'll be all good.
Just very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on, I've been sent exclusive footage of. There's been a bust up. There has been a bust up between Frank Lampard and Callum Hudson-Odoi in the dressing room. Exclusive footage. Here we go.
It's my turn. You told me it was my turn.
You can talk all that you want to, yell and scream. You lost.
It is my turn.
You lost the game.
When is Callum Hudson-Odoi going to be given an opportunity? He did more in the, and I want to get this exactly right. He came on in the 75th minute, and in 15 minutes, for me, did more in that time than Pulisic and Hakim Ziyech did in the entirety of, and I'm not talking statistically because of course they're going to have created more chances than him, etc., because they were on the field long. But Pulisic created today one chance, and Ziyech just one chance. And they're on. Hudson-Odoi was one of the catalysts, the reason you scored. When's he going to get his chance in the team, do you think, Igal? Why isn't he getting his chance in the team?
Hey, Pulisic is supposed to be the Hazard replacement. Ziyech is their new signing. Timo Werner, all these guys. So they're always going to get prioritized over him. To me, I don't know what's going on with Callum Hudson-Odoi. I think it's just he's just trusting in the players that he feels like would deliver, and he just doesn't see why Callum Hudson-Odoi should be playing over those players. To me, it's ridiculous because if you're going to sign the player on a big deal, hold on to your player. Good job, you held on to him. Now, if you're not going to give him any opportunities, you might as well have sold him with a sell-on clause.
No, I do hear that. I mean, it would make me very, very nervous as a as a Chelsea fan, with the situation with Hudson-Odoi in terms of losing. And we're going to add Anita to the show now with us. Neats, welcome back.
Hey.
You got the win. Mason Mount gets the goal, but it was another poor performance. What wasn't one to inspire many Chelsea fans?
Yeah, like you said, it was poor, man. Like I was watching it with my dad, and then me and my dad were just like, this is so depressing. And it's one of them ones where if you play really well and you just bang out a 1-0 result against a Fulham side, fair enough. But playing the way we played, there was not one time where I thought we're definitely going to score here. Like, there were so many chances that we semi-created, I'm going to say half-created, and I just didn't really flinch, you know? I'm just like, we're not going to create nothing out of this. We're not going to score nothing out of this. I don't think there was a standout player today apart from Callum when he came on. Mason Mount did a pretty good job today as well, so I can't even fault him there. Timo Werner, boy, I don't even know what to say about that boy. I don't even know where to start with him. I don't think Ziyech had a particularly terrible game, but what I've been saying this for quite a few weeks now. What I think is an issue is the style of which we are playing in. If we continuously play in one way, I'm not too sure why Lampard will think this one certain way is going to work when it hasn't worked for how many matches now. It stopped working a long time ago, and it's time to switch things up and try different systems, different styles of play, especially an emphasis on styles of play, because I don't want to see us go to a 4-2-3-1 and still be doing crosses into the box, still be having our midfielders doing sideways passing all the time. That's something we need to cut out. The sideways passing in the first half absolutely pissed me off, because the thing is, right, I don't think Fulham, they weren't entirely as defensive as they were in the second half. But in the first half, they kind of came out, they kind of gave it to us a little bit more. If we played them through the middle, if we played them man-to-man, we would have got them 100%. But we didn't. Every time we pass back to Jorginho, it's a sideways pass. And I'm thinking, this sideways pass is not going anywhere. Jorginho will get the ball, sideways pass it to cover, and I'm just thinking, why? Why? There's absolutely no reason why. Let's say Ziyech wants to make a run or Ziyech wants to cut him through the middle. He can't do it because it's a sideways pass to Kovacic, then Kovacic to Chilwell, and it's the same old routine. Why? There's no sense of creativity. We create by making crosses, by passing it out wide. It's not working. It hasn't been working for quite a while now. When are we going to change it? I don't know.
I think what needs to be focused on as well is you deserved, I would say, with the balance of play, you deserve to win the game. But even the goal, if the goalie gets a better hand on it or get a better clearance, the goal doesn't happen. So even then, it came from a cross, but it wasn't a direct result of a really good cross or a really good ball. Jem's on with us now as well. Jem, I know you're backing Frank Lampard 110%, but these performances are just not improving. You're up against a team right down the bottom of the league in Fulham, and you know they were toe-to-toe with you in that first half until the rightful red card. Are you not beginning to get worried as a Chelsea fan that maybe, just maybe, Frank Lampard doesn't have what it takes to get the best out of this exceedingly talented group of footballers?
I don't know where to start, really, to be honest. Look, we're not playing well, and we haven't been playing well, and it showed today. It really did show, and the thing that I criticise Lampard on is that he's playing individuals. He's not playing individuals or based upon merit. He's just like you've got Cho on the bench. He should have been playing from the beginning. Pulisic shouldn't have been playing. You know, you've got Jorginho on the pitch, which I said already would be playing sidewards, backwards. That's all he sees. It's very slow tempo. We don't manage to get forward, and it's completely and utterly clueless. It's not good enough. And then you go looking forward, and you've got, all right, for me, I thought Mason Mount didn't play too bad today. No one had a great game, but Mason Mount wasn't the worst of players. You know what I mean? I thought he done okay, but overall, it was poor. We're too static. The biggest problem with us is we're just too static. We get the ball, we turn, we go sideways, we pick the ball up from sideways, we go back into the middle, we go backwards, and you've got to start questioning Lampard, didn't you? You've got to start questioning him because it's not good enough. The style of football's not working. He's not changing the formation. I mean, he did when he brought Jorginho off and he brought Tammy on and we played with the two up front. I thought we looked slightly better. And then obviously the introduction of Cho obviously changed it up as well. But to be honest, it's just not good. I'm happy we got the win. And that was the most important thing. It was, you know, a win's a win. But if we continue playing like that, if we play Leicester on Tuesday, we're in trouble. If we play that against Leicester, we are in trouble.
Do you know whenever a manager says I play players on merit, it's a lie, because no manager plays a player on merit, because they have a system and they have favorite players. Every manager does. That's why you got someone saying that's a Jose player, that's a Ancelotti player, that's a like. Managers don't play people on merit. So this is why if I hear managers say, I'm just like, you're a liar, bro, because you will play. Just say I will play players that I believe suit my system. At least then you know, okay, cool. You believe this kind of player, it fits your system. Whether it's right or wrong, that's a different conversation. But at least you know what your manager wants. Lampard saying he plays players on merit is a lie, because as you said, Cho should be starting. Certain players shouldn't be playing. So Chelsea fans need to really question I think they've already started, but they need to start questioning, what does that even mean? What kind of players do you actually want to play in your team? Because it ain't about a merit thing. It ain't.
I think it's not merit, it's favourites. It's favourites. It's got the wrong word, doesn't it, when you think about it? It's not.
And you know what? There's favourites even in the fan base on who to pick on. Because like I see the whole thing going on with people getting a pass, like Kai Havertz, Timo Werner getting a pass. Obviously, Pulisic is getting a pass, but Tammy Abraham does anything wrong, immediately you're on his case. Anybody who does anything wrong, who's been here for a long time, immediately you get on their case. Whoa. But let's be honest.
Wait. List the players you said get a free pass. Just let me hear that.
Think about it. The new signings all get a free pass. No. Performing well.
Nah, you're capping. I've seen so much grief for Timo Werner. I've seen so much grief for Havertz. What are you chatting about?
Yeah. I've been out here. I've been the only one out here defending.
I'm getting to a point. I'm saying, based on favoritism, certain people will get crucified more. But in my opinion, guys like Mason Mount are being scapegoated for no reason. He's been performing well for you guys, and I think he's been one of your most on-form players throughout the whole winning point. So whenever he does anything wrong,
the only person in Chelsea fan that I know that comes from Mason Mount is David.
My thing with Mason Mount, again, I've never said he's an actually bad player. My thing is that he hasn't.
You did in a group. You did.
He has no. I said he's had bad performances, but I've never said he's actually a bad player. My point is that he hasn't been contributing enough in open goal situations. Today, he contributed from an open goal situation. So I can't sit here and be like, "Oh, he's still awful," because he did exactly what I hoped he would do.
David, in the group chat, you was pointing out that Mason Mount was at fault. You were saying it's Mason Mount, It's all Mason Mount. He didn't do this. He didn't do that.
Literally, you can go back in the group and you can hear me say with my own words, I don't think Mason is the worst player on the pitch. I think Kovacic is. I said that with my own chest. And my point is that, again, he wasn't contributing enough to a goal because we weren't scoring. This is always my thing.
Fumigating about it. What are you talking about?
I said, we all know that I said 4-2-3-1 because I wanted Havertz at 10 because I thought we needed that creative spark because we weren't scoring, we weren't making enough chances, clear-cut chances.
So why didn't you say anything about Kovacic then? Why didn't you say anything about Kovacic? Why didn't you say anything about Kovacic? He was going, what did he do? Tell me.
I literally said because whenever I say it, all you guys come back with is, "Oh, you're a fool," or you come back with nonsense, but you never actually come back and debunk what I say. My thing is, he doesn't contribute enough.
How about the other players? Everyone was shocking, bro.
1 second. It's no longer about Chelsea needing time to gel. It's now a situation where your players that you had even last year are not performing well. Some of your players from the season before are not performing well. And you know what? Some of the players that you did not think were going to be in the team this year, like Mason Mount and Giroud, are your best performing players. It's crazy. And I don't think there's any excuses anymore.
That's not hard at the moment. It's not hard to be Chelsea's best performing player.
Crap.
And that's an issue. And that's an issue. It is.
You can't condone Timo Werner's miss today. That was poor. No, we keep saying because he's been playing out of position.
But his confidence absolutely gone. There's a super chat here from Pav that says, "Igal, you've been giving Arteta a path all season."
I never mentioned Lampard's name once, by the way.
No. He's saying you're saying certain people get a pass in the Chelsea fan base, which actually they don't. But you've been giving Arteta a pass all season, innit? So don't be talking about passes.
You guys are jumping quick to conclusions on what I was saying. I was getting to a point that part meant I was trying to talk about Mason Mount.
I'm the only one who goes for Mason Mount. Literally, I'm
No,
the
you're not
only
the
one.
only one.
Every Chelsea.
Yeah, you're getting that mixed up, bro.
David, you and have hope. Have hope.
And Faye.
And Faye.
Talk
And
about Faye.
we're going to add some more people. Listen, we're going to throw a few more people in now. We're going to throw in Faye and we're going to throw in man like Alfie into the stream. How's everyone doing?
Was looking forward to an L today, but didn't happen. But other than that, it's happy Saturday, people.
You're Faye. You good, yeah?
Wow. AirPods. That's AirPods.
That's AirPods.
She's that angry. She's
like a beast coming.
She's that angry. She's transformed into something. You know what I'm saying?
She's a transformer. She's a Decepticon. Like, straight up, bug. Straight up.
Transformer, yeah.
Faye, take out your earphones.
I've taken it out.
But you know what I'd say though, Faye, that's actually the most sense you spoke. But there we go. It's,
you don't even want to know what that sounds like, bro.
Alfie, from your point of view, you're a neutral watching Chelsea today. Is it players? Is it the manager's tactics? A combination of the two? What do you think it is, mate?
Mate, I can't even say it's the players. I really can't say it's the players. Genuinely, I think Werner is garbage, mate. What are you doing? Yeah, garbage, mate. Absolute garbage. Yeah. The Mason Mount, David. Say it with your chest, bro. Don't say something half an hour ago, and then just because he scores, you're like, oh, okay, I'm not such a. Say it with your chest. You don't like him. You got an agenda. I've got a Pogba agenda, bro. But I will say it loud and clear. I've got a Pogba agenda.
When he scored that volley against Burnley, Alfie was skeeving, bro.
Yeah,
skeeving.
I was. But it's not the players. You can tell it's not the players because when you started playing, I thought to myself, listen, what can I get on? This was my mind state. I thought, what can I get on Anita about today? Yeah, because I really wanted to, you know what I mean? I just thought, I want to give her some smoke. Yeah, and I thought, all right. So I was watching the game and I thought, you know what? These guys are playing, but you could really see that it's not. It's exactly what Jem was saying. They're going out and they're passing it sideways and then they get a bit lost. Yeah. And how can you say it's a lack of quality considering these are some of the same players we've seen last season that had that quality? You don't listen, form is temporary. Yeah. And your quality is long term. So are you just trying to say that your whole squad is not on form, or is it something that Frank isn't doing?
They talk about formation, Alfie. It's more. I think what we moan about mostly is formation and individual players being played when they're playing well, and that's the issue that we've got at the moment.
But in all honesty, I saw some individual. I saw some like especially Mason. You know when what really pissed me off? I'm not gonna lie, David, is when you came for Mason Mount, in the group, and you said what you were saying. I heard it and I thought I had to take a seat for a second and think, is this guy deluded, bro? Is he not watching the same game that I'm watching? Mason Mount. Honestly, Mason Mount was putting in the work. You know, when Liverpool fans come and say Thiago is the assist before the assistant, what's that guy? Wijnaldum or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? When they're saying, oh, you might not have stats and numbers, but you don't know what he does. It's all about the creative play and start of the start of the break and all of that. They've got a point, fair enough, but that's what Mason Mount is doing. Mason Mount is breaking up play, and Mason Mount is setting up the forward play. If you can't see that, then I don't really know.
Alfie, I hope you are aware. I also don't rate Wijnaldum as well. I hope you are aware of that. These players that seem to do very little and get away with it, I'm not fans of them. I'm not.
Very little. But hold on, very little. On what grounds can you say Mason Mount? Please tell me.
I'm sorry. No one's changed my opinion. And even the
I don't want to change your opinion. I don't want to change your opinion. I want you to realize that
Frank Lampard himself has come out and said the kid needs to score more goals. He said it himself. So Frank Lampard, our manager agrees, but you're all giving me grief for it.
Faye's back with us now. Faye, Chelsea, you got a win, which is 3 points is very, very important. What did you make of the performance, and why does it seem to be so lackluster and poor from Chelsea right now?
It was a shit performance. Shit from start to finish. Everything was crap. I looked at the lineup and I said, hold on a second. Mount's playing again? Rudiger? What's Rudiger doing there? What does he deserve to be there? Why is he playing over Zuma? Why is he changing the centre backs? I saw Jorginho. I said, this guy's finished. I said, Pulisic. I knew what was going to get today. Pulisic, I don't know why he's starting over Cho. He doesn't deserve to start over Cho. I would say Cho is like literally at the moment our best winger. So I don't know why Pulisic is playing. He's been shit all season. He needs to be benched as well. I think the only thing I can say is it's Lampard. And I was right. I came on here the first time and I told you all about Lampard, and look at Lampard now. Where are we? We're 7th. Tied with Southampton. Southampton can beat less than then. Look, I told you all about Lampard. None of you like to listen. Look at now. Man had a good game today.
Let me ask you a question, Faye, please. Why do you think a lot of Chelsea fans ignored you about Frank Lampard?
Because they were blinded, because it's Frank Lampard, Chelsea legend. That's why they were blinded. False image. Look at him, false god. That's what it was. Idol. That's what it was. And they were blinded. Blinded. Now look. Everybody's saying, you know what?
Arsenal fan. Have you had enough now? Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
Have you had enough?
You finished?
Jem.
She's speaking truth, fam.
You're about to say, Jem. You don't hear what she's saying.
Yeah.
She's speaking truth. Look at us now. We play rubbish. We play worse than we played last season. We're literally disgraceful. The players that we bought look shit. How can that be? Every single player has gone down, has declined. What is that? Even Thiago Silva's looking.
There's also something called a gelling phase. Something called a gelling phase. Yeah. I think people forget.
Let Jem explain. Let Jem explain.
We're the only team that's bought players this season. Why are we the only team that needs to gel?
Listen. You name me a team that's gone out into the transfer window and bought 7 players, and they've all come in and played and gelled like that. You name it. You name me a team that's changed half their squad and then it's clicked and worked in the first season of them arriving.
Where can we buy this? This gel?
Do anybody did these new players even play? Did Havertz come on today? Havertz even come on today?
He didn't come on today.
Werner came on the 75th minute.
That's one game. That's one game. He was playing consistently at the beginning of the season, was he not? Was he playing at the beginning of the season? Was he playing
well? And he was playing well.
Was he?
Why is Pulisic starting? Yeah, he was playing well. He was getting into the game. Havertz was playing well. Havertz was getting into. He was getting into it. He was getting into the Premier League, getting into everything, and he started to play well. And unfortunately, COVID happened, and it is what it is.
Yo, Jem, I've got a question for you.
What it is?
All these excuses.
What it is, and it's all Chelsea fans. We are spoiled kids. We are spoiled kids, right? We spend money and we think things should just be like that, and that's our issue. We think it has to be straight away. We have to go out and buy all these players, and now we're going to win the league because we're Chelsea and we spent 259 million. We're going to win it this season. What is you've got to bring some sort of morality to the situation.
Guys,
you know what I mean?
No. Guys, sorry. From that angle, how big are guys here?
The biggest cans on the football team.
We can't hear you though, bro. You've got no sound coming through. I'll talk in a second. We can't hear you.
Yeah, I just had to put Jem next to Igal because they're
you guys hear me now?
Right now.
Yes, there we go. I want your thoughts and feelings, Kai. I know you've been Lampard out for a long time. Has anything changed in the last 3 or 4 games? We haven't had it on the show for a while. Has anything changed?
Yeah, now I'm losing sleep over it. That's what changed. That's what's changed. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's like for these fans that still back these guys and clearly can't see every time something goes wrong, he just goes like this. He literally does what AVB used to do, man. The only difference is his passport, man. And literally people are not seeing it. And instead they're like, we need to gel. We're the only team who bought players. Oh, it's okay. 8th is not so bad. At least we're not 10th. Oh, Arsenal is in a crisis. Oh, but now they're 3 points behind us. Oh, but we're still 3 points ahead of them. Oh, Liverpool is 7 points ahead of us. Oh, but they have a game in hand. They just fucking keep moving goalposts in order for their agenda to fit. That Lampard isn't a shit, average, fucking mash AVB. That's all he is, man. That's all he is.
That's right. Bangers and mash boas.
Bangers and mash boas. I love that. I absolutely love that. That's true. We've got Cam on, but before we go to Cam, remember we are now sponsored by Manscape. There's a 20% discount code available to you. Just put in TFT when you're on their website buying anything. We will show you their website and some of their amazing products. Trust me, gentlemen, you need to get yourself across there because it's absolute quality stuff. This is their website here. This is Manscaped. This is their performance package where it comes with the big one in the middle. This bad boy here that you can see the mouse on. This is the one that, gives you the dolphin's nose. You've got the nose and ear trimmer on the right-hand side of that. No one likes hair coming out that nose. You've then got the ball toner and ball deodorant as well. Trust me, you've been on a nice date. You've been out all evening. Might be a little bit warm. You need to be fresh, bruv, because you might not have a shower facility. That's all I'm going to say. Go check out their website. Use our promo code. This thing, see the little white things there? The little bits that stops you getting the old knickknacks, right? Where you get a little, ow. Like, none of that is brilliant. And I suppose if you're a woman, you can probably use it as well, to be absolutely honest. Aimed at men. It's got something like a motor that goes 400 and something RPM. I don't know what that means, but it looks pretty good, don't it? Ceramic blades, waterproof. They call this one the weed whacker for your nose and whatnot. It's all quite good names. And when you buy the performance package, it comes with a t-shirt and a pair of boxer shorts as well. So go check that out on their website right now. All the links for it are in the description below. Someone is saying, ew. Listen, trust me, bruv. You get with a nice young lady and you ain't fresh and you ain't trimmed up, she'll be the one going, ew, not that, bro. Trust me, go look after yourselves. Trust me, brother. Man, no complaints. So go sort that out right about now. Cam's with us. Cam, Chelsea, they won the game. It isn't great from them. What did you make of Chelsea fans throwing their toys out there, Pram, calling Lampard to be sacked, not waiting for this squad to gel? Do you think it's premature? Or do you actually think they're onto something here that Lampard just isn't quite good enough?
I think it's a combination of things. I think I'm going to go back to the summer. I think Marina, Roman, and Frank had a shocker. 2 flops in one summer. Absolute shocker. They went after Kai Havertz because he was available and nobody else could spend on him. That's why they bought him. I'm not saying the fans said that. I'm literally saying the pundits, everybody came out and said that. Chelsea was like, this is too good of a deal for us to pass up. We have to go after Kai Havertz. Instead of buying players that you really needed, Kai Havertz sucks. He didn't play today, but he's never going to play because Mount is better. David, I'm going to call you right out. You said Mount is a better player so many times. At this point, Mount is better than Kai Havertz. At this point, I don't think you guys are wrong.
No, that's not true.
I'm sorry, though. Sorry.
Mount is average.
I'm sorry. But he's better. That's not what he said.
Cameron,
that's not what he said, though. That's not what he said. He said he's better.
Hold on.
He's better than Kai Havertz.
Yeah, but based on what, though? Based on what?
Mediocre Mount.
My thing is, again, Frank Lampard has come out and said Mason Mount needs to score more goals. That's number one. That's number one. Number two, hold on, let me finish. I didn't get to finish. Let me finish.
Mount does fuck all.
Mason Mount has played double the minutes of Kai Havertz this season. Apparently, Kai Havertz has been a flop. Yet they have the same number of goal contributions. Explain that to me. Please. No, because my thing is, again, Cameron, my thing is with Mason Mount is he can do all this, always a fantastic presser and this, that, and the other, but he's not contributing enough to the goals. So
first off,
no one is.
David,
no one is.
Let Cameron respond, please.
Please. You just said earlier in the stream, I've never said Mason Mount's a bad player. Sounds like you think he's a bad player. So we're gonna land right there because you've been saying, oh, I don't actually think Mason Mount's bad. Mason Mount isn't a great player. He's average. But what have we seen from Kai Havertz? Your manager who went out and bought him, he refuses to play him for what reason? Because he's not out. What's he doing in training?
Because he had COVID.
It's been 3-4 weeks. Stop.
Yeah.
So what? Yeah, but Cam, you can't really justify it over who he picks because he doesn't pick Odoi either, and Odoi is a much more talented player than Mount.
David,
just the guy doesn't know how to pick the players.
David,
he just doesn't pick on merits. That's Lampard's biggest issue.
What has Kai Havertz done when teams are actually Premier League level and they're not Barnsley and Morecambe?
He scored a goal against West Brom to get us to equalise. Did he not?
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Against one of the lowest teams in the league.
Hey,
okay, cool.
He scored against Southampton.
Hold on. People use that game as an exact example for why Mason Mount is an absolute kickstarter in the team because he scored the first goal.
Yeah, but David, we ain't talking about Mount. We ain't talking about Mount,
In Sevilla, the Champions League, when Mason Mount weren't playing, Kai Havertz was the best player on the pitch. He was one of the best players on the pitch. Apart from Giroud scored a hat-trick. Right? Kai Havertz was one of the best players on the field. There are games out there where Kai Havertz has been one of the best players on the field. Burnley, he was fantastic against Burnley.
Again, another team in the lower end of the table.
It's also because Lampard is playing Havertz out of his correct position.
KJ,
Can I just say,
what's not fair? What's not fair? Our people are blaming the new players. Our whole fucking team looks like dog shit. Our whole team looks like dog shit. We can't score to save our lives.
Sorry, Anita. I'm not trying to say that Kai Havertz is the issue here. I'm backing Cam in saying, what has he actually done?
That's what I'm saying.
What has Mason Mount done?
Guys,
what has Mason Mount done?
No.
Better than Mason Mount.
Sorry, Cam. Why are you guys always deflecting when it comes to Havertz, bro? No one mentioned his Mount right now. No one's talking about
Cam said Mason Mount.
No,
that's why.
Yeah, but I'm saying, okay, cool. But I'm not Cam. Do I look like Cam? No. I am KJ.
Kind of do.
I'm asking you about Havertz, bro.
What do you want to know, KJ?
What I want to know is when it comes to the games where it's against good, decent opposition.
Yeah.
Not the Morecambs, not the Barnsley, not the West Broms. What has he been doing?
Havertz plays well.
If you want the honest opinion, if you want the honest opinion, wait. If you want my honest opinion, nothing. To be honest, he hasn't. And why? Because he doesn't. Wait. No, because he hasn't. He doesn't get.
Gentlemen, both of you stop talking. Jem first, then David. So I can't hear either of you. Go first, Jem, please. Yeah, and then Anita afterwards. Go first, Jem,
I'm just
please.
saying to KJ, the answer to the Havertz situation is true. He's not playing enough. Of course, what Cam's saying has a bit of sense to it because we don't play him enough. And when he has played, he hasn't performed. We've got to just take it on the chin. It is what it is. But I'm not saying he's not going to be a very good player like Timo Werner for Chelsea, because I think they will be. But we're just too reactionary. We're too reactionary in short, we've only been going for what, 3-4 months? Yeah, 3-4 months. And we're all jumping on it and moaning, but it's 3-4 months, man, since we've had this squad.
David,
this full squad.
I was going to say, again, the only top 10 team we've beaten this season is West Ham. So really and truly, barely anyone's performed against a team of our level when they're playing. So you can't even use that against him. Barely anyone.
You can't use that against Mason Mount either then.
No, but my thing is with Mason Mount is regardless of who he seems to be playing, he's not contributing enough for the minutes he's playing.
On that, guys, one sec. Anita, you've been waiting to say something for a while.
Bro, I just feel like it's basically what Jem said. He hasn't played enough for anyone to now come and call him out and say that he's not performing well or he's not a good enough player. How many of you guys watch a full 90 minutes of Chelsea's football every single week? Not many of you. But you can put your hand down, Alfie. But not many of you.
I cover every game.
Okay, Cameron, do you watch every 90 minutes of Chelsea? No, you don't. When Havertz does come on, yeah, I've said this several times. He looks like our most creative player on the pitch. Every single time he comes on, yes, he's a bit slow on the ball. Yes, he's giving the ball away. It kind of balances out his performances when he does come on. Because more time he'll come on, he will make some sort of a difference. But is it enough? Is it enough of a difference? No, it's not. I'm not saying he's not better than Mason Mount. I'm not saying Mason Mount's better than him either. But from what we know of Kai Havertz, it's safe to say that Havertz, given the opportunity, can potentially be a better player than Mason Mount. But as it stands right now,
Can I add on this?
Just give me a second. Mason Mount right now has been doing more for our club. Why? Mason Mount has played every single minute of every single game. He's had more opportunities to be doing that. So is it a fair comparison? No. That's why I
Probably
don't
not.
like to compare Mason Mount and Kai Havertz at the moment, because it's not a fair comparison. And the sooner other fans start to realize that, and coming back off of COVID, you're saying it's been a month. Who from Newcastle say maximum? How long did it take him to recover fully from COVID? Look at me.
And Pogba.
I'm not a footballer, don't get me wrong, but I'm still having to use all of my inhalers. If you haven't had COVID, don't speak on that, period. Like, that's just that, really and truly. Don't talk about his effect on COVID. Don't say that it's been over 2 months, because we don't know what effect it's had on him. Look at Paul Pogba. He's only looking just now to be coming back to his best. So let's cut that out. And he's also at a new league as well. So let's just cut him some slack too.
No,
I hear that. One sec. I've got a super chat here from Stephen who says, Terry, could Havertz be possibly suffering of the long-term effects of COVID? It could happen to professional athletes. Look, I think with Havertz and Werner, there's a lot of banter to throw their way because of how much they cost, who they are, the hype around them. But out of all the Chelsea players that you signed or in your current squad, they're the ones I'm going to give the most amount of leeway to. Thiago Silva, you could argue, yes, but he's at the, he's been world class for 10 years. I expect him to adapt quicker. Chilwell doesn't get the same excuses because he's played in this league as an example.
Yeah.
Mendy is what Mendy does. Do you get what I'm saying there? Ziyech, we haven't seen enough of him yet. Like, these two young men have come in, they've changed countries. It's during a weird time. Like, I feel sorry for anyone that's moved to the UK to play football in this last year. I know people say, they're rich and they're wealthy. But you can't even, how can you settle into a new country, a new environment when you're not allowed out your house? Like, there's loads of little things that I think need to be taken into consideration. For me, though, I do watch every single Chelsea game. I've seen the only games I didn't watch is Champions League because it was on the same time as Man United. But I haven't seen whether those two start or not. The team don't really play that much better. And the games you mentioned were against lower level opposition, and that game away in the Champions League against Sevilla was a dead rubber because you're already through. They're not important. In actual games that matter, whether they've started or not, you still look the same. Today, you didn't have anyone on the pitch that's been overtly criticised. And it was the same story. Get it out wide, cross the ball. And if Olivier Giroud or Zuma from a corner are not getting their headers on target, there's very little else. And that, for me, is a team issue.
Can I also say, right, with the Kai Havertz situation, yeah, you see how I'm not touching on Werner because I'm tired of Werner. I'm actually tired of him. But with the Kai Havertz situation, right, when you are always taking a ball to the wing and Kai Havertz is a 10, how are you expecting him to do what we are expecting him to do? How are we expecting him to cut in and create? How are we expecting him to do to make the assist that we want him to make the assist for? We are going to the wings. We're going far out to the wings, crossing it and hoping for the best. We're not playing through them. It's Lampard.
Also,
down to the manager.
Because we're playing Mount and Havertz, Mount always gets forward more than Havertz anyway. So you're limiting Havertz.
Can I add on?
This is a question not to discredit Havertz, because I was asking this question because I don't see Chelsea fans questioning him.
Well, can I answer?
My question is, if this is true, and this is it's more to do with system, and you use your width more than you do central areas, why did you buy him?
I can answer that. I can answer that. I truly don't believe that Lampard is the one who picks the players 100%. If the rumors are true, Chelsea have been looking at Havertz and Werner for the last 2 or 3 seasons. So that's before Lampard coming in. But going back to Havertz, his actual ex-manager came out and said Chelsea are not using him to his full potential. He's not the kind of guy who plays from deep and gives you passes, unlocks the defense. He's not that guy. He's the guy who's you're going to have like behind the striker or as a shadow striker, there to score goals, to finish chances. That's what he does. He's not going to be a creator. He's not going to be. Lampard is trying to insist on that 4-3-3, and that's the thing with a good manager. A good manager would get the best out of the whole team. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you've got a valid point. But here's the issue with what you're saying. Not you, Kai. Chelsea fans. We just had this in the group chat today. I know. I'm just saying so the stream just know what I'm saying. Chelsea fans were telling us guys that he can play 8, he can play wide right, he can play 10
striker
and a striker but now that's not the case. So what is it? Is it that Chelsea fans actually haven't watched him play properly, or he can do all those things and he's just not performing?
No, but KJ, right? Like, I do marketing for a living, right? I can do finance, but doesn't mean that I'm the level of doing finance as much as Terry, because that's his specialty. It's the same. It's the same logic. That if you play in one position, that doesn't mean that you play it as good as the next position.
Yeah.
You could be content in it. Doesn't mean that you have the same
which is fine.
functionality in it.
Which is fine, but Chelsea fans were saying he can do it. He can do it at the same effectiveness.
thing
But
is-
KJ, they were all like, they all think Werner can play wing, and then they were backing like, oh, why is
It
he
ain't
a
all,
winger?
it's a small minority.
Honestly, like,
The thing is,
they've all been lied to. They've all been given false
It's,
hope.
but it's literally what Kai just said. Can Kai Havertz play all of these positions? Yes, he can play false 9. He can play off the right wing. He can play 10. Can he play 8? Okay, but Lampard's trying it anyway. But at the same time, his strongest position, as we all know, is that number 10 role or that false 9 role. But then you got to think about it. Will he work as a false 9 in this league? The German league and this league, two completely different things. We've all seen the German defenders. Let's keep it G. Can he do that here? No, he can't. The best thing that he can do here is be in that number 10 role, which Frank Lampard seems to always give to Mason Mount. Why is that? It's literally, it's not a player thing.
That's a good question.
I think there's a question of when you got players like Timo Werner and Kai Havertz coming over. I don't think they can hack the English league, because you can see that also in training. When once you give them game time, if you can see that they're not performing, I know we've seen bursts of Kai Havertz. Like, I've seen it in the beginning of the season, and Kai Havertz did look frightening. Yeah. And I saw him playing on the right. I saw him not even playing on the left. I saw him playing on the right in one of the first 3 or 4 games. Yeah. And I thought, yeah, this guy looks serious. Yeah. But now that he's not being played, what is the reason for that? Is it because these guys are actually coming out publicly and saying, this is a tough league? Like, I'm getting battered here. I can't handle it. Like Timo Werner said.
Well, you can drive to Germany. You can drive to Germany, though. I can help myself. I've got some super chats we've got to address here and remember some comments. Comments from members. He says, Kai, didn't you tell me I was delusional when we had an argument on TFT when I told you Werner played as a false 9 for Leeds?
Werner didn't play for Leverkusen. Put down the weed, my man. Put down the weed, man.
Listen. Let's not deflect from the point because he's typed the wrong team in. The point is, he said that he could. I do remember that argument myself, to be fair. Nuri here says, you guys haven't discussed whether or not it was
Can I respond to that, Terry?
One second. Hang on. Let me just go through these comments. We'll come back to them. Nuri, the reason we haven't discussed the red card is because it was so stonewalled that there's no point discussing it, in my opinion.
Are you joking, bro?
People disagree with
you. Joking, bruv. Are you?
Alfie's going to lose it. Alfie's going to lose it.
Alfie.
There's a red card.
I don't allow debates on here about saying 5 years ago it wouldn't have been. It's in the current climate. Is that tackle a red card offense by law? Yes, it's a red card. I don't care. Like, for me, do you know what I mean? I used to be able to park on my road without buying a permit. Now you need a permit. So I can't moan at
but Terry, listen, I'm all about movement because movement is medicine. Yeah, you're not gonna get no change back. If you don't come and stand up for what you believe in, don't talk about if we are just gonna roll over and be like, oh yeah, no worries. If you pinch a player, he goes down, you're gonna get a yellow, mate, yeah, or whatever. If you just sit there and take it as fans, they're just gonna keep making these kind of changes. And that's the reason why I don't.
So there's 2 things on that for me. That's fine, but you don't challenge the referees or decisions in games. You have to challenge the FA because the referee's job is to enforce the laws of the game. Half the time when I see people kicking off about stupid things, the police do a lot of bad stuff. But often it's like, well, that's the law. You need to speak to the judges and the MPs because they're the ones making it. Like shouting at some Bobby on the street about a law you don't agree with is stupid.
Listen, all I'm going to say is, I saw it and I saw it back and I thought, you know what? You could give a yellow for that. I personally think that's a yellow, but I ain't here trying to fight nobody and why it's not a red.
Off his feet.
I can see. David, relax. David, I was about to just say, I can see why it's a red, and they got given the red, so it's a red. You there, Mr. VAR lover, yeah? You VAR sexual, bruv. You need to relax yourself, fam.
You don't understand what you man are talking about. So you're saying like,
neither do you, bro.
It should be a yellow.
You got a yellow.
No, I just want to say something. No, real quick. I want to say.
We ain't talking about it.
I know. Just real quick. I want to say something real quick. Yeah. I'm in my mid-30s, David. This kind of stuff we haven't seen enough of. We've had more time watching football where you can go in for players like that, and it's a perfectly good challenge. Yellow card, stop playing, no problem. That's the worst. We've seen more years of football of that than this current bollocks, and I don't like it.
I get your point, Alfie. Alfie, I get your point. What I was saying is, I'm trying to find out the official stats on this. We used to average, I think, in the Premier League, 2 leg breaks a year from late tackles. I don't think there's been one for 3 seasons now since these new rules about not lunging into tackles has come in. So I think, from my point of view, if these new rules mean that no footballers are going to get their shins snapped in half from tackles, I'll support them, because if that's Rashford's shin that gets done. Yeah. The last time a Man United player got broken in leg break, I was in a pub. I had to be restrained by 4 doormen because a rival fan laughed about it, and I went a little bit radio, bruv, and radio mental, in case anyone doesn't get Cockney rhyming slang. So yeah, for me, these rules are welcome because they calm me down. They stop me losing my shit. Kai, I want you to respond to Rome. Rome, if you want to come on the show and challenge Kai, Angry Kai, DM me and I'll send you the link, bruv, or KJ. I know you know KJ, but yeah, respond please, Kai.
I said that his best position is a 10. That's the same thing his former manager said in an interview not long ago. I said he can play as a shadow striker, but his perfect position is a 10 because he can pass, but he can't pass that well from deep. He's not that type of player. But this guy has been hung up on the shadow striker thing, and he's been hung up on the Werner playing on the wing thing. You can go to Who Scores and just have a field day, make yourself a cup of tea and go there and do your research, because I will not do it for you, man.
Yeah, that's your constant everything though, Kai. Do your research,
because I'm too tired to teach people, man. Let them teach themselves.
Kai's made it clear where he stands. There's this. Kai's made it clear where he stands.
It's not my job.
I get it though. I'm with him. I get it. And I sat back and was quiet listening to you guys talk about it. It's clear all of you want your manager gone. You're not saying it out loud, except Jem.
Except Jem.
Jem's the only one who's been, and I'm not saying Jem's wrong, and I'm not saying you're right, but it's very clear that all of you want Lampard gone. Because so far all I've heard.
Assume I'm in. There's a difference. I don't say. I've never once come here and said I am in.
But you
I'm an Lampard supporter. I said that I believe he will be given time, which means he'll be given to the end of the season, and I think you've got to give him that. Because all right, he's not playing well at the moment, and it's not working. But getting rid of him now, getting rid of him now and bringing in who?
Tuchel. What has he done? What we need to do. Listen, look. What we need to do, we need to get rid of Lampard now. Get interim manager, so we can at least get top 4. If we keep Lampard, we're not getting top 4. We're not even getting Europa.
Tuchel.
Give me Hiddink. I don't even give a. Give me Hiddink to the end of the season.
That old man.
This is the problem.
Him to the end of the season. We need.
This is the problem.
Interim manager. I don't care. Interim manager.
At least give me a reason why you want Lampard out and who you want to replace.
There's one thing I've got. There's a super chat here that says, "What about Son's challenge on Andre Gomez when though he pushed him and it was a clash into another player that broke the leg? It wasn't a lunging tackle." So let's get back. Next thing, isn't there one little thing here, Chelsea fans? Before we bring Rome on to chat to Kai, isn't there one thing we should be looking at here though? There's a current team that's top of the league. Everybody wanted stacked a year ago. Are you not going to look at it and draw some example from it that things could improve under Lampard? Is there no chance that could happen to you?
I say that all the time.
Well, I've already said this. Terry, let me answer it. I already said this. The difference between Ole and this guy is the fact that Ole actually has been to the slums of Denmark, learning his craft. This guy have came from Norway, Scandinavia, whatever. Anyway, so he just came in from Derby, got a job at Chelsea, got 250 million. The team looks even worse, and Ole actually changes the way he plays to fit the players around him. This guy is like Mount or bust. Like, if Mount doesn't fit,
what I love about posing this question to Chelsea fans is because they don't want Lampard, they end up having to praise Ole in their response to not wanting to keep Lampard.
Wasn't I praising Ole since last season though? Didn't I say that you have?
The thing is,
Ole was in the same position as us.
No, but
the thing with United's manager.
He never got this
The
bad.
thing with United
No, it
manager,
got worse, bro. It got worse.
United,
When?
with,
This is what I'm saying. You
with
got memory
United-
loss. You forget this. You
What?
actually forget this.
with
Go
United,
on.
right? United
Yeah.
have a manager. He's shit, but he plays to your player's strengths.
Get the fuck out of here, man! About his shit. Fucking shit. How dare you? How dare you?
That's some nerve, bro.
He is, but he plays to your strengths.
But
He
no,
plays to them.
you know what's mad though? We got a section of our fan base that want it the opposite way. He doesn't want them playing to their strengths. He wants to play what we want. Some fans want our players to play a set way, have a set system, and we don't deviate from it. So it's like I find it hilarious how United fans want more of a Lampard, Pep, Klopp approach where it's like it's one set system and that's all we do. And I've got Chelsea fans saying they want an Ollie approach.
I've got to move on to why Rome's here in a minute, but that's the point I've been making for days, KJ. That's the point I've been making for days, that people will chop and change what they want based on their own agenda. And that's what drives it. Isn't actually what, back to Faye's points there. He's shit. Why? Because he's playing the best system to get the best out of this group of players. That by default means he's not shit. Shit would be playing them in a system they're awful in and they fail. That's what shit manager would do. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying he's the best system coach, but if he's getting if you're given a group, if Lampard was getting the best out of all your players right now, you wouldn't be calling for his head. You wouldn't call him shit.
When I came here last season,
guys, let Faye respond.
When I came here last season, when we were fourth, was I not calling for his head then? I said I noticed things about Lampard from then. Since August, when we got him last year, I said this guy needs to get out of my club. I said it since August last year.
Listen, Faye, you've got that agenda and it's fine. That isn't the point I'm making, though. You said Solskjaer's shit, but he gets the best out of his players. Those two things cannot be true at the same time.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
Sometimes a nice pep talk is good, isn't it? Like,
that means it's not bad, though. That means it's not bad because clearly he's going to do something.
Oh, I'm just checking. This Rome here to talk to Kai. Rome, have your say, bro.
Yo, let me begin by saying Manchester United is top of the league.
Easy.
Just a reminder. So this thing I started a couple of weeks ago when I made a comment saying I blame the recruitment at Chelsea for buying Havertz and Werner because they never really watched how these men play before they tried to incorporate them in how Lampard wanted to play. And this man started to cream himself immediately, right? He started getting his pants all wet, started talking all sorts of smack. So I'm like, let me tell you what's going on. And then he started talking about, remember when COVID, when the football came back after COVID, right? The German league was the only league that was on. So every one of us became Bundesliga fans, right? And I was specifically watching Leverkusen because of Leon Bailey, yeah? And of course, Bailey wasn't playing, but they had Havertz playing in at number 9. And they played 9 games after the Bundesliga came back on. After that 9, Havertz played in 6 of that 9. In 6 of that 9 games, he played as a false 9. In 3 of them, he played as a 10. All the games he played as a number 10, they hacked him off at halftime. And every time he played as a false 9, he was scoring. We have to admit that those 9 games are what put Kai Havertz on the map. And you guys saying that they were watching him 2 or 3 years before that. Even if they weren't thinking about how Havertz would fit in a Chelsea team. Now, if you look at how Chelsea plays with 2 inverted wingers and then 1 striker, they would need a number 10 similar to Bruno, right? Who's able to turn, think quick on his feet, make quick passes so that they could get the strikers in. They don't need a number 10 as slow as Havertz on the ball, bro. You know Havertz needs a lot more time on the ball. He's not a quick number 10. If you play him in number 10, he's going to need a lot more time. Chelsea doesn't have that time. When Chelsea plays Pulisic on the left and Ziyech on the right, they want those players to cut inside and either lob something over the top or get a shot in, right? That's not the type of football that Havertz play. So he came on afterwards, started talking about I should do my research, and he clearly didn't know where Havertz was playing prior to Havertz coming to Chelsea. So that was my gross with this, man. That's all I had to say.
Any response, Kai, before we end the stream?
I honestly, it took me like a few minutes to remember. I still don't remember who you are, but I think I have like a little bit of a vivid memory. Anyhow, you said that 6 games from 9. So I'm pretty sure a league season has 38 to 40 games, right?
Waste, man. After COVID, bro.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
COVID, bro.
Let me finish. I don't care about
after COVID.
I've been watching him before. Shut up and let me finish. I let you yap for 2 minutes. Let me finish. Like, I've been watching him before COVID. I didn't find COVID as an excuse to watch the Bundesliga. I watched the Bundesliga because where I live in the Czech Republic, 2 hours from Germany, it's free. Everybody watches it. It's more common in the Premier League. So therefore, I watched it before. So you come to me and tell me, oh, after COVID, when they had injuries, he played as a false 9. I don't give a shit. I care where he played the majority of the fucking season. You understand where I'm coming from?
Okay, and where did he play the majority of the season?
As a fucking 10.
Lies.
Or as a right winger, whenever, like, based on the teams they played. But he rarely played as a false 9. You can go to Who Score and look it up. Like
I'm not talking about Who Scored because I did the same shit you said I should do.
But you just said you just watched 6 games.
I went and looked at every game he played.
But you said
I went and looked back at every single game he played and when they took him off when he was playing as a 10. So the same homework you said I should be doing, maybe you should go and do it.
I watched him. I watched the Bundesliga every fucking weekend, man. I don't need to do my research. You're the one who said I watched 6 games from 9. He played.
You clearly have
9 games. I watched.
You have no idea what you're talking about, bro.
Bro, I'm really not in the place to be like arguing back and forth with you. You're like a kid, man. Just go do your research. Come back. I'm tired of this.
Listen, everyone who's tuned in to us today, thank you. We do like a little bit of beef here on Football Terrace. You know, a bit of beef with a bit of mash, bit of taters and gravy. Beautiful. Bit of
Chelsea going to win the league.
Chelsea. Shut up, Jim.
Do you know what, Jim? If they win the league, I'll get your face tattooed on my ass. That's what I'll do. 110%. Make sure you go and check out our sponsors, manscape.co.uk. Rome, they do ship to the USA.
Yeah,
use our promo code TFT for your 20% discount. They do multiple products on there.
Rome is proper.
Your other half is going to be like no man's business. Trust me. The fuzz, the smell, the freshness.
I'm sure
will ensue. Until then, all the men are like, but I don't straight after. I'm going to go check this out. You know what I mean? Trust me, boys. Stop being men. Until then, take care. Good.